What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7 and we're going to be going into Hell Raid. Not only that, but we're going to showcase one team that can fully auto battle each boss. We've done teams in the past with Champion Zerato, Edward, and other teams to make Hell Raid easier for you, and this team gives you another option depending on what heroes you have. You could set it and forget it while you're watching TV, doing other things, playing other games, or even while you're at a break at work. So let's go in. We're going to check it out, which teams that we're going to use, and how exactly we can defeat all these bosses on auto battle. Now, by Hell Raid, what we mean is Labyrinth onto Hell mode. There's also a Nightmare mode, and we're going to be tackling this into future videos. But for right now, we're looking at Hell specifically, and this is going to be the one entry ticket. Each one of the bosses that appears in this mode is going to drop level 88 gear, as you see here, and it's random with random substats. You're also going to be getting artifact charms, galaxy bookmarks, and currency, which is really going to be amazing. Let's go in, we're going to check out this shop and the kind of things that you can expect for doing your Hell Raid. Now, these level 88 items are fantastic. They're max roll for every one of their categories, and they have very useful substats. This is going to help you break into other types of content. Things like Guild War, RTA, Arena, Abyss, even Expeditions. Since this has such a great starting value, it's going to be as good or better as level 85 gear that has reforged, except you don't need to have reforged materials and you don't have to worry about what that starting value is going to be because it's already maxed out. Now, you typically get 2 badges every single entry, which means that you can buy either a weapon or a chest plate every single month, or every 2 months, you can buy 2 of the ring or the necklace. Especially this necklace is fantastic. A lot of you may not have access to Katie's, and so this is how you're going to break into penetration and really have that increase in damage that you want. The ring as well, really amazing for a lot of your knights and soul weavers who need to have high effect resist while also stacking defensive stats and speed. These are the kind of things that we need to do, and Hellray is a perfect example of it. And now let's take a moment and look at our map. The very first time you go into this raid, you're going to have to walk to the boss, and you can take your most direct path until you get there. In the next month, you'll be able to teleport directly behind the boss and then go straight to them. Each boss takes 5 to 10 minutes depending on your gear and which heroes you're using, and at that point you can teleport right back to the center and you can exit and get your rewards. Now, to maximize your rewards, you want to follow these blue lines, and it doesn't really matter which order you go in. This will ensure that you're going to get the most value out of your mini bosses, and this team that we have can do all of the mini bosses as long as you have time to complete them. As we're looking at Secretary Vera at the bottom, when we teleport and go in, at this very first junction, we're going to turn left, then we're going to backtrack and then keep following the blue line. Same thing with Juleeve Council. We're going to follow, we're going to go south first, go to this corner and then back up, go to the west and then back to the east. And again with Karkanis, who's the fire boss, we're going to follow it around, go up, go west, and then back east and north. Once you run out of morale or you're just tired of playing, transport to the center, go through the portal, and lock in your rewards. Now let's take a moment and talk about the heroes that we're going to use. And first up is Roana. She's one of my very favorites. You'll see me using her a lot in Guild Wars and also into Arena. What we want out of her is this passive ability. There's a ton of dual attacks and counter attacks that happen into the Labyrinth, which is going to heal you and also going to cycle you with more combat readiness. She doesn't even really need to use her S3. All we really want her for is to make sure that we're always stacked and we're always able to live through no matter what the boss throws at us. Now, one thing that she has in her kit that's lacking is debuff removal. So put Stella Harper on her, and this will give you a chance to remove debuffs like Unhealable or Defense Break or Silence so that they don't cripple you and your team. Otherwise, you can run her on any kind of speed build for a Soul Weaver. You can also run her under counter set. I will be transferring her to counter set eventually if I ever get any pieces that roll into good Subweaver stats. But for right now, she works perfectly as she is, and she'll be a really great addition to your team. And next up, we have Tamarinne. Now, she will work the same as something like a Montmorency or a Dien, but Tamarinne brings the ability to really achieve more things and make your run faster. She has dual attack, she has attack buff, she will strip the enemy, and she will also cleanse all the debuffs that land on you. Now, if you want to use her for the strip, you must have at least 85% effectiveness, and I do recommend this because this is going to help you out quite a lot when you get into Queen. And also, as you go into Council, if you land a unlucky debuff onto the boss, then now you can strip that buff. I use her onto the Wondrous Potion Vial because it enables her to even get rid of more debuffs that might cripple your team as you're moving on. If you want to, you can put her onto a healing artifact to help you survive a little more, but I find that we just don't need that amount of survival. What she brings to the table is so much healing and so much cycling that I haven't found a lack in healing to be able to switch her artifact. You can put her on general Soul Weaver stats. She doesn't have to be this fast. She can be around 200 speed, and she'll work out just fine. If you want to stack Effect Resist up to 150, then she also won't get debuffed as much, and she'll be able to continually cycle and heal your team. If you get to 200 Effect Resist, then the bosses will not debuff you, and you'll be immune, which means that you can switch to a different artifact. And next up, we have our main damage dealer, who's going to be Mercedes. Now, this is going to be the version that changes after episode 3, so make sure that you go in, you get her artifact, and you also get her skill changes, because those are very important to her kit. I have her onto a counter set. Ideally, you would want to run counter set so that you get the most damage possible, and that will speed up your runs. But if you want to run her on a speed set or other sets is used for PvP, then I think that she'll work here as well. What you want are basic general damage stats and builds, and she's pretty forgiving. You don't need effectiveness. If you stack a little effect resist, it's not going to hurt, but we have so much debuff removal that you don't really need it. Go for a damage, and that will help speed up your runs. And now we come to Belian, who's really there to replace champion Zerato or even Edward as your secondary form of strip. You can use a mage that has a good artifact to be able to strip buffs as well, but you're really going to need this with the queen, and she has that onto her S1. It also helps that she's AoE when you go down to Secretary Vera, that way that you can hit all of the ads at one time, and it helps to speed that run up. Ideally, what you would want is to run her on counter set, similar to how you would run Mercedes, except instead of attack, you would want HP. So 20k or more, I'd like to see her closer to 23 or 25,000, with pretty much everything else to be the same. Because we're using her for the strip, it would help if you had 85% effectiveness. Her artifact, best in slot, is Elbrus because it gives you that extra chance to proc your counter attacks. But if you wanted to go with Daydream Joker or some other damaging artifact, then I think you'll be fine here. Mainly what we're after is that strip on her S1 and the AoE, which will help you to really take out and speed up your runs, but also make them more successful.
Sinking, falling into despair, all hellish down and broke through my fears. When I was lost, you found me, showed me kindness, set me free. And still, I remember, now I can hear you. When I close my eyes, I can feel your hand is long and you want to retreat, just know that I'm there with you. Together we will make it through the dark, and we will rise up. Now I can hear you when I close my eyes. I can feel your hand in mine. Now I can hear you, I can find you. Finally 시작돼 desperate I pray love will last forever and I pray for my eternal love desperate breath 깨지 않도록 so it's not to break 또 영원하기를 너무 break down 다시 태어난 변하지 않는 eternal 이제 시작돼 desperate 가고 이 시간이 흘러가면 우리의 세상이 더 아름답게 펼쳐질 거야. 내 모습이 부끄러워 감춰지길 바래봤던 모든 걸 보여줘. 바다에 흘러있는 파도 속으로 떠나자. 손을 잡고 꿈이 반짝거리는 서로의 맘속에서 반짝이는 별처럼 떠나볼래. 푸른 바닷속으로 두근거리는 내 맘 안고 혼자가 아냐 서로가 있어 영원히 가. 진정 everything's messed up 그림 없는 잔소리에 사고 먼지 파트너 지치고 힘들어 관두고 싶을 땐 언제나 여기 있으리리 생각해 You're just my beautiful light 너를 만나고 싶어 오늘도 내일도 난 Stay me in my kingdom 네 안에 모든 거 강해질 수 있어 언제든 너에게 I'll be your energy Just you say 생크림 케이크 한 조각 Just you say 진한 밀크티를 한 모금 Just you say 퍼지는 달콤한 향기에 고민은 마법같이 fade 지친 너를 위한 나의 kingdom 너의 아픈 마음을 상처받은 너만의 비밀들을 내가 치료해줄게 어떤 시련들이 와도 너에게 힘이 돼줄게 I'll be your energy Just you say 전혀 알 수 없는 문제도 Just you say 몰래 간직해온 비밀도 Just you say 그 손을 맞잡은 이 순간 오직 너만을 위한 나의 kingdom Anytime I'll be your energy
Now, I know that Labyrinth on Hell and Nightmare mode can be challenging, even using a full auto team. Each entry takes 5 to 10 minutes depending on gear and if you want to kill mini bosses or if you're just going in for the main boss and then exiting. It's absolutely worth it and you should be doing raid every single month. Not only do you get gear from the shop, but you also get level 88 gear that drops from defeating those bosses and the mini bosses. You'll get artifact charms, you'll get currency, and you'll get galaxy bookmarks. Here are the screenshots from my run just to give you an idea of what you can expect Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it helps you break into Labyrinth or makes it a little bit easier for you to do your runs every single month and to get those rewards. Give me a like so that other people just like you can find this video as well. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck on your battles.